thank you, Jean-Jacques. I'm with Jacques Bernardini. He's the head of the Department of the European Innovation Funding Programs at Grand E-Nov.
Grand E-Nov.
Yeah. Sorry for the pronunciation. And you are the one that is hosting, or inviting us to come to Grand Est, taking advantage of the celebration of Before 4.0 fair that is taking place tomorrow and the day after. So I would like to start by asking you to explain me who you are and what you do in Grand E-Nov.
Yeah, my name is Jacques Bernardini. As you mentioned, I'm the head of the European Affairs department. I'm 52 years old, and I'm working for Grand E-Nov for 15 years this year. And then basically I received a PhD degree at the University of Strasbourg, and I have also an MBA degree obtained in Lyon some years ago. And basically I have a mixed experience, professional experience in the industry, in a consulting company, and then for the last 15 years in an innovation agency. So that's Grand E-Nov Plus. Basically, it's an innovation agency. And the objective is how to accelerate innovation in companies and territories. And of course, to do it, we need to identify the needs in the companies, to find the right resources. It could be human resources, it could be funds, it could be partners, in order then to identify bottlenecks in the different innovation projects, and then to find the right solution in order to foster innovation in the company, or to assist territories that would like also to improve knowledge in the innovation and their local innovation ecosystems. So that's Grand E-Nov Plus is an innovation agency. We have 7 locations in the region, from the east to the west: Mulhouse, Strasbourg, Nancy, Metz, Reims, Troyes, and also, I just forget it, Colmar also in Alsace. So we have different locations. We are 80, and then 80 engineers, PhD, and working together in order to foster innovation in our region.
So we are here as well because you are partnered in DigiTeRRI. So
yeah.
Grand E-Nov Plus is partnered in DigiTeRRI. So what moved you to be part of this project when you first learned about this? And what's your role as a partner in the project?
We were interested at the beginning because first discussions with a partner of the project, Territorial, when you discuss that, we agree on the fact that the technologies, with technologies, you cannot answer to the central or the crucial question of digitalization. You can digitalize company using technologies, yes, but not only. And then you have to take into considerations problematics like human resources, for example, and other topics. So at the beginning, we were very interested because it appears that this idea of project, before the submission of the project, was to combine social sciences with technologies. So it was a way to think out of the box and then to combine both aspects in order to maximize the impact of digitalizations and transformation in the companies.
So in this regard, what do you think, with this element in mind, what do you think are the most important challenges a region like this, because it's a huge region actually, is facing, and how a project like this can contribute to face those challenges?
It's an excellent question, because our region, as you say, it's a very large region, but the DNA of the regions is industrial DNA. So we are regions with old industrial traditions, and with many different sectors like agro-food, mechanics, chemistry, textile, and many others, but they are all facing the same challenge, which is that how to increase their competitiveness, how to create more added value and then employments. And digitalizations, it's very important, it's very crucial, because it's a way, digitalizations, to increase the competitiveness. So that's strongly linked. So that's, for us, basically the main challenge is how to accelerate industrial transformation of our region, and thanks to the digitalization.
And it's funny because we are talking about industry and digitalization, But then a project like this is trying to discuss and create a vision in a way to get to that vision with not only industry, but also with other stakeholders. Why? Why doing this? Why involving policymakers? Why involving citizens in this process and these reflections?
Yeah, because in fact that's technologies is not the alpha and the omega for the digitalization. Okay, I am a company. I can find solutions thanks to internet, to fairs, and so on. Okay, but in fact this is not the only problem, because you need to work with the local authorities. For example, the regional authorities in Grand Est, which is in charge, in fact, to implement strategy, and for example, they propose funding programs for the company in order to provide them funds for the digitalization. But also we need to work with the university and with the schools, because the question of human resources is very important, because to digitalize we need people, and then you cannot do it without the citizens. Because I will take just an example, when we are discussing about the impact of artificial intelligence, that's clear that when you are speaking about artificial intelligence, you will speak also ethics. Yes. So it's very close couple of things. So that's in fact, you need to have a dialogue also with the citizens. So that's why this project is very interesting for us, because digitalizations in DigiTeRRI, it's a perfect combination of expectations, needs, and solutions coming from the quadruple helix, from the regional authorities, universities, companies, and the citizens.
And for finalizing the interview, we're now in the phase where we are actually implementing some actions in order to transform this vision into reality, this roadmap we are developing. So could you please tell us a little bit about those actions we're implementing and how they are linked to the overall objective of digital transition? Because I understand you are working with girls, you are working with the schools, students. How is this connecting one thing with the other?
Yeah, it's a very interesting moment, because in 2021, 2022, we are defining and we will start to implement the new EU policies. And then these EU policies, they have a strong impact on regional policies, because it's linked. I will take one example, but the ERDF funds coming from Brussels, they will be used, and will be used, for example, for the digitalization. There is a close link between the news programs and the regional strategies about digitalization. That's the first example. But to answer to your question, the question of resources, human resources, is very, very important. And in fact, when we started to work on DigiTeRRI, we did the first work to identify the different initiatives and good practices in the territory. And we identified that there are many different initiatives in order maybe to increase the number of women that will be integrated in the digitalization process, that will participate to masters, to trainings. And this is very interesting for us. It's a topic that's thanks to DigiTeRRI, we can stop a little bit our traditional work, see that, there is something interesting. And then, thanks to the RRI, we will combine the both approach, and then with the idea to provide informations or tools, for example, to the regional authorities, in order to accelerate the movement and then to increase the number of these alternative trainings that could be set up in our territory.
So it's been helpful for identifying the gaps and try to see how these gaps can be addressed as soon as possible. Right?
That's clear, and also that I think, to conclude, that thanks to the RRI, the responsible research innovations, in fact, we could combine several aspects under a global approach, because you can have some people that will speak about ethics, others will speak about inclusion, others will speak about science and society. And thanks to the AI, we can have a global approach in order to explain that this is, in fact, all the things are linked. And then we could propose a global strategy in order to implement the policies, in order to give the keys of the RI to stakeholders like companies, universities, schools, and then at the end, to have, thanks to the global approach, to be able to maximize the impact and then to accelerate what we would like to do at the beginning, which is digitalization of the industry.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.